Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today, my friends, we're doing something kind of weird. We have another build challenge in The Sims. This one is the Dollhouse challenge by Smart Milk on Tumblr. You might have seen this, it's kind of everywhere on Tumblr and Twitter and stuff right now. Also Reddit, I've seen it all over the place. It's really cool. You build this kind of like half Sims room. So you'll see I have just built this like 2-wall thing with a floor, and I'm gonna build like a cutaway, and so you can see into the dollhouse. You make a dollhouse. It's really fun. I spent like 20 minutes trying to build this. I made this like kind of cutesy. I'm picturing like some like cutesy teenage girl lives here and she's like, look at my floral wallpaper. She's very like Tumblr, you know? But I had so much fun doing this because it's kind of interesting to try and figure out how to make the room look good from like just the one angle, because it's like all about getting the screenshot, right? And you'll see at the end of the video I actually go in and I edit it. It took me like a couple seconds. I just cut out the background and stuff, but you'll see me do the whole process. If you want to do one too, it's really easy. Obviously I used Photoshop to do this, but I just cut out the background and added. I have an existing PSD that I made a long time ago that I used to edit all of my screenshots, so all of my thumbnails are edited the same way. I just like drop my PSD on there and it makes it all bright and colorful and stuff. So you'll see the difference that it makes. I mean, it's kind of exciting. Like, how does lilsimsie make her thumbnails? Except not really, because this is just a weird room. It's a half-done Sims room. I might upload it as a full room onto the gallery, so if you're interested in that, you're welcome, folks. It'll be up there. It's definitely kind of weird though, because I put like a diagonal desk. So diagonal, I call this lived in. Okay, so what that means is the desk is like slightly rotated. That's because it looked better from the angle that I took the screenshot. But like realistically, if you had this room in your Sims game or in real life, you probably wouldn't have your desk like at a weird like part angle in a corner. You'd either put it like at a corner or you would put it in the corner, just like straight on. But you know, in this dollhouse challenge, we make some sacrifices, okay? But also I got to use some things that I don't normally use because I was basing this all on the lighting, because obviously normally you have indoor lighting with a big ceiling light or something, but this one is it's technically outside, so the lighting was kind of fun because it looks different than it normally does. And I also got to kind of play with color that way as far as making things look a little bit brighter, because this room looks very different in indoor lighting, I think. Like, that rug is definitely way too bright for this room. I feel like when you have it when you have it in indoor lighting, it's probably not the best looking room. But nobody needs to know about that. You wouldn't even know, because it's all about the editing, okay? This is some Photoshop magic, okay? It's not even Photoshop magic. I just put it on evening lighting. I built this, if you're wanting to recreate like this kind of lighting look, this is the evening lighting on that 20 by 15 lot in Willow Creek, like in the bottom, you know? It's the one, no, I don't know how to explain. It's like the top one. The top 20 by 15 lot when you're looking at it in that bottom right-hand corner neighborhood. I hope I explained that well. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There are some Sims freaks out here that know it. You guys can picture it in the map. You know exactly what I'm saying. There are some regular people that aren't Sims freaks that are like, I don't know what you mean. And that, you guys are normal. You're fine. You're a regular human. Others of us could probably tell you just the name of the lot. I mean, my name of the lot is Clown House. I didn't even notice that. It says clown house because I built a clown house here recently. Don't worry about that either. I built a clown house. It's no big deal. It happens. You guys know how it is with the clowns and the houses these days. Oh boy. Anyway, shout out to Smart Milk for making this challenge. I'll link her first post and stuff down below. But if you're like anywhere involved in the Sims community on like other platforms outside of YouTube, you've probably seen pictures of this going around because people have been doing it. It's really fun, and it's like a short challenge to do. It doesn't take that long, and you could do it a lot of different ways, because you could make like a kitchen. You could make any sort of room. Like Smart Milk did a living room. Obviously I went and I did a bedroom, but you could do whatever you want. There's so many possibilities. I was going to say there's so much room for activities, but that's just not true. Now, I say this is a very small room. There is absolutely no room for activities under any circumstances. But that's okay. We're okay. But anyway, we're getting close to finishing the build now, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into Photoshop in a teeny tiny second. I think I've gotten the vibe, but I need to take my screenshots first, obviously, so I'm going to come back in. I've got my clown here, but it was raining in a bad season, so I used MC Command Center to change the season, or to change the weather, to make it rainy, to make it not rainy. I'm losing my mind right now, but I made it so that it was sunny and cool out. And then I took a couple screenshots from a few different angles and a few different times. I used UI cheats to change the time. You can right-click on the time at the bottom to change it, just by putting in a number. And so I'll link those mods down below. I mean, there's definitely ways to change the time with just MC Command Center, but I always use UI cheats to change the time. This is just who I am. But those are both very special, useful mods, by the way, MC Command Center and UI cheats. If you don't have them, would recommend 100%. But then I went and I picked what I considered to be the best time of day screenshot I had taken, and then I went and I cut out the background. So I drew around with that tool, and I selected my thing, inverted the selection to just have the background, deleted it, put a white background, made the canvas a little bit smaller, and then I put on my PSD, and then boom, it was done, which I realize sounds maybe a little bit more complicated than it actually is if you guys aren't familiar with Photoshop and stuff, but this is probably not the right place to find a Photoshop tutorial because I'm not good at teaching Photoshop. I'm good at using it. I'm not so good at teaching it, which is my bad. But I also put a drop shadow on. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. But we've got the drop shadow. I put my PSD on there. I stole it off of an old thumbnail so that I can put it on. I also made it a little bit less bright because it was definitely overwhelming. But that's the whole video. We did it. We're done. We finished it. We made a beautiful and amazing some sort of room. It's a dollhouse, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut off right here. Make sure to go ahead and leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you didn't know, I post new videos every single day, and so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Wait, guys, hear me out. I've been wanting for a long time to rebuild the Sims dollhouses, like the ones that the kids can play with, but as real houses, and I think I might do that soon. I've been meaning to do it forever. I think it's time. Dollhouses, let's go. What?